Anyway, let's get started so we don't waste too much time. I want you to start laying on your belly. So just stack your hands and then rest your forehead on the back of your hands and just lay on your belly. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and then once you settle in and onto your belly, just allow your body to rest into the ground, your eyes to close. And then soften the belly so that you start to feel breath in your lower back. So like you're breathing really heavily into the lower back and you can feel the back of your body moving. And then stay on your belly. And just glide your right knee up in line with your right hip. So if you need to look, feel free, but your right knee just comes up in line with your right hip. Toes flex out to the side and then rest your head back down onto the ground. Let your right hip really soften down towards the mat so you feel that release and that relax through the hip. And just start to massage that hip with your breath. And then feel your hip release and relax. Having serious issues with the music lately. And then keeping the right knee bent, just slide your right leg back down beside your left so your right toes point up towards the sky. If you need to, lift up so you can look a little bit. You're going to take your left arm out to the side, straight out. So really long, palm is down on the ground. If you need to, bend the elbow and place that part of your arm down. Otherwise, the arm is straight. And you're going to the left arm. And then your right hand comes under the shoulder and you gently roll onto your left hip. Step your foot, the right one behind your left leg, keeping your head on a pillow or the ground. So opening up through the chest, through the heart, through the shoulders. And then nice and slow, exhale back onto the belly, slide that left arm in, stack the hands, drag your left knee up in line with your left hip. So the same arm that was just extended, left knee comes up in line with the hip, head rests back onto the hands. Little pushing out of the left hip to the left so you feel this deep release through the left side as you breathe your breath. Relax the belly still, your jaw and your tongue. And then keeping left knee bent, slide it back down in line with right knee, left toes point to the sky. Right arm goes out to the side, palm down, nice and long, and your arm, hand is in line with your shoulder, okay? And then it stays that way as you use your left hand to gently roll your body to the right. If that feels too intense, you can always stack your legs and bend both your knees. Let your head rest on the ground. Take some nice deep breaths. And then roll back onto your belly. Once you're on the belly, slide that left leg back and down beside you again. Bring both hands underneath your shoulders and inhale, open into a small or bigger cobra, whatever feels good on your back. And then exhale to the mat. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, waving up from the back of your heart, back of your head, shoulders stay down. Exhale, soften into the ground. 1 more, breathing in. And breathing out. Find your knees as you inhale to push up. Move your feet over to one side and sit on your bum. From there, bring the left foot in towards your hip and extend your right leg out to the side. So left foot in, right leg out. Take your left arm, back of the hand to your lower back. If you can, reach for that right inner thigh with your left hand. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Take your right hand onto the top of your head by your left ear. And then if you can, angle your neck. Just find that sweet spot, that little gentle release to the neck. Really breathe through the nose, long deep breaths. Maintain that half bind, so left hand behind you, reaching for right leg. And then gently dunk towards your right leg. Maybe your elbow finds the leg, and your hand can slide to the right side of your head and hold your head. Make sure your left knee is not lifting off the ground. Really try to root it down. And then keep that side bend, head relaxed, even if you're not holding it, right? Head relaxed, neck is free. Let your left arm go over your head. So make it your pose. And then inhale to rise. And we'll exhale to switch sides. Tuck your right foot and extend your left leg out. Right arm, back of the hand slides behind you, looking for your left inner thigh, or you just reach with intention, shoulders rolling out, back, and down. Okay. Once you find your left inner thigh, or that intention is there, drop left ear to left shoulder. If you found that tension to breathe into, feel free to stay like that, or bring your hand to the right side of the head. And then as much as there's space, start to soften the body over to the left. Maybe we stay here. Maybe it comes down a little deeper. Really drink in those inhales, nice smooth breath in. And full, deep, complete breath out. And then maintain the position, just free your right arm, either reach up above you if your shoulder is sore, or over your head if there's room. Maybe bottom hand extends, head stays relaxed to the neck. And then soft breath in to reach all the way up, and then tuck both feet in as you exhale, Sukhasana, easy pose. Hands draw together at the heart and your eyes close. Take a moment, cultivate an intention for your practice. Why are you here? Why did you show up? Why do you keep showing up? What do you need? How do you feel? An intention deeply personal. And a word, an affirmation, or a feeling is the anchor to that intention, so you cultivate that now. And we bow the head towards the heart. Let the eyes flutter open, and this gesture remind you that the practice of yoga is bigger than just your physical body. We'll come back onto the hands and knees, table pose. Couple cat-cows. As you inhale, soften the belly down, open the heart up. As you exhale, root into the earth, tuck the pelvis, hollow the belly. 2 more times, breathe in, really feel that flow of energy and breath. And crawling up and down your spine, so it's really intentional, not robotic. 1 more. Neutral spine, deep inhale. Exhale your first downward dog. Feel free to move around. And then come into a nice wide-legged down dog. So take your feet not quite as wide as the mat, but a little wider than your hips. So you have a really wide base to stand on. Lift your heels up nice and high. Take your right hand over to your left ankle, or maybe it's your calf or your knee, whatever you can reach. And then try to root your heels back down. You can keep the knees bent as much as you need. Lift your right heel back up. So left heel's planting down, right heel's lifting up. Maybe you find your right toes. And maybe you play a little bit and that right leg floats off the floor and lifts up towards the sky. Be playful. And then lower your right foot down softly and wide. Release your right hand back to the top of your mat. Other side, left hand to right foot. Root through the heels, create that stability even if you need your knees bent, or toe heel your feet in a little closer can help too. And then left heel lifts, and you just play with that a little bit. Maybe the toes, maybe the leg. Steady your gaze. And then your left foot comes down and your left hand goes back out in front of you, regular downward dog. Take a nice inhale. And deep exhale. Slide your feet in so that they touch. We'll move into our namaskar. So we'll inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip as you do this. Exhale, step your right foot forward softly between your hands. Don't come up yet. Just step your foot in a little bit closer, put your heel down. So figure warrior 1 stance. Pull your right hip back into the socket. And then inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, circle your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Long breath in, keep the elbows soft so you're not locking. And then exhale, dive forward. If you can, squeegee that right shoulder to right inner thigh. Lift your knuckles to the sky. Warrior 1, your hands free last. So you inhale to roll back up and then reach up as you fill up. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands come to the earth, framing the right foot. We find plank pose, deep breath in. And then knees or toes, exhale to the ground. Find your cobra, push into the tops of the feet, inhale. Downward facing dog from your knees, exhale. Feet come together, inhale, left leg to the sky, right away, bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, place the foot between the hands softly and bring your back foot in a little bit. So this helps open that hip. Warrior 1, inhale. Exhale, hands interlace. Try not to make it your habit way. Inhale, loop the shoulders back for your chest and your heart. Exhale, dive. Try to snuggle right into that left inner thigh, and at the same time, pull it back in space. Warrior 1, deep inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Plank pose. No rush. Inhale. Exhale, lower buoyantly and slowly. Inhale to your back bend. Strong legs, shoulders down. From your knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lift the heels up nice and high. As you exhale, bend the knees, tiptoe all the way up towards the top of your mat. Lift halfway up and breathe in. Exhale, bow, draw navel to spine. Halfway up again, inhale. Walk the feet again wider than your hips. This time turn your toes out. Exhale to hover halfway, Ganesha pose. Did this last week. Or feel free to go deeper, Malasana, hands to heart center. Try not to move anything in your body here except for your breath. So close your eyes. Feel that same wave of breath move up and down your spine. And the eyes open, the hands come down, our hips lift up, and the toes turn in. Half lift as you breathe in. Root your hands downward facing dog. Slide the feet together. One more time. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. We're coming into one breath per movement. So exhale, step the foot forward, back foot in and down. Warrior one, inhale, circle the arms all the way back, interlace your fingers, fill right up, and then exhale, dive forward. Back into warrior one, breath in. Hands to the earth, breath out. Plank pose, inhale. Soft and slow lower, exhale. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up, offer it up, cobra. Exhale from the knees, downward facing dog. One more on the left side. Inhale, bend the knee, open your hip, keep your shoulders square, top of the mat. Exhale, step it up, plant your back heel for support. Inhale to rise. Circle the arms. Pull the heart forward. Exhale to dive. Inhale. Arms reach back up. Maybe your eyes float up too if you feel steady. Exhale, find the ground. Step back and plank. And exhale, lower softly down. Open and offer up your heart. Stretch your toes back. From the knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Long breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, hop, or float, top of the mat. Lift halfway as you arrive. Exhale, soften. Again, inhale, lengthen, take your feet out wider than your hips. Turn the toes out and exhale into Ganesha. You can do that hovering or all the way into the squat. So even from hover, you can do what we're doing. Take your right hand, reach it out to the right and down on your mat. Fingers are going to point out to the right. Take your left arm to the sky. Option, left arm reaches behind you onto your lower back for that inner thigh. Or you can take your right hand back and bind. So your fingers clasp behind you and use the core and the glutes to really squeeze the knees open so it's not collapsing in, right? Push into the baby toe side of both of your feet. See if you can roll the left shoulder back, the gaze back. And then again, just a little playful, right? So keep the bind, or if you have it, half bind, and you can just reach and hold on to your right shin with your right hand. That's all you have to do this pose. Your arm needs to be in front of your shin for where we're going. Okay, so half bind or full bind. Really slowly, I want you just to up a little bit. Turn your left toes forward, pick up your right heel. So it's like in downward dog, right? So you're just testing the waters. Keep your knee bound and then slowly come up to stand if you can. So you're bound bird of paradise. Good, and if you fell out or you want to use your strap to bind, all good. Try again. Deep breaths. They say, you know, what we do when we fall out of the pose is the real yoga. And then you're gonna bend into your left knee, come all the way down, keep the bind if you can, go right back into your malasana. So step out, turn your left toes out, bring your hands together in front of the heart like nothing happened. Maybe nothing did happen, cool too. Option, stay here. You did the other side though, you gotta do this side and keep everything balanced. This can be your twist, right? And then your half bind, you take a couple of breaths, get steady. And then if you can, go in for that half bind, hold your strap or hold your hands. And if you're holding your hands, hold it like someone you love, right? Not like death grip. Although right now maybe you have that death grip for someone, right? Let's lift the left heel. Turn the right toes in, shift your weight into that right foot so you can slowly drag your left knee up with you to stand. Helps to have a steady gaze. Pull the heart forward, just like if you were doing malasana, stand up super tall. It's a little playful, keep that spring energy, that light in our lives, right? Step out and down, take your time, go slow. Back into malasana, deep inhale. Exhale, hands come down, hips lift up, turn toes forward. Half lift as you breathe in. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take your left leg up to the sky, bend the knee and open your hip as you inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward softly between your hands. This time the right heel comes down, toes turn all the way out to the long edge of your mat. Warrior two as you rise. Breathe in. And then soften as you breathe out. Straighten that left leg, push your hips to the right. Try not to lock your knee, so there's still muscle activation. Left arm forward, not hinging in the joints. Bending Trikonasana. And if you find that your top ribs bubble, try to push them in and down. Maybe that means you come up a little higher. And then for some of us, keeping both side waists long, you can come down a little lower as long as you don't feel in the back of your knee. Top hand, that would be your right one. Gonna reach for your left inner thigh again, half bind. Some of you might feel stable enough on the 2 feet, keeping the right side waist long. You can go in for full bind, Trikonasana. Reach back with that left hand for your right. If you gaze down towards the ground, you get that beautiful stretch through the neck, shoulders, chest. Maybe you relax your head a little bit more and get it deeper. If you took the bind, let it go. So left hand on left leg, right arm goes back up to the sky. This is your tricky transition. Well, the last one was too, but this could be. Left hand needs to float, so activate the core. Left hand comes to the center of your mat, left toes turn in, so you have that twisted, wide-legged forward fold position. So your toes are to the long edge of the mat, left hand is down, right hand is up. Try to level the hips, so push them a little bit more to the left. Roll the shoulders back and down. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, fold towards the ground, both hands down, release and relax your spine. Try not to fidget too much or worry or force your head to the ground. Just let the spine relax. And then lift halfway up and breathe in. Turn back towards the top of your mat into a lunge. And then step your back foot foot in a little bit again and put your heel down. We're looking to lengthen that left leg as long as you can without locking the knee again. You might have to bring your hands to blocks or books, whatever you have at home. Drag your left hip back in space. And then as best as you can, pull your heart forward and soften over left leg, pyramid pose. Good. From pyramid pose, plant the hands, even if you need to bend left knee, downward dog. Slide the left foot back, and then you probably have to step your right foot back to get that full expression through your body and have nice space. As we did earlier, take your feet out just a little wider than your hips so you have that strong, stable base. You're going to take your left hand to your left ankle. So same hand, same ankle. Left hand, left ankle. Bend the right knee, lift your right heel. Yep, we're doing the same thing but without the twist. Right toes might cover. Maybe the right leg slides back and up towards the sky. Yeah, try it with a smile. See if that changes anything. And then put your right foot down. Good. Left hand comes forward. Slide your feet together. Inhale, your right leg goes up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Got lots of room for that now. And then exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Left heel down, toes out. Soften that right hip. And warrior two. Straighten out right leg, breathe in. Let your left hip lift as you come forward. And just take a moment to solidify the pose, organize it in your body, and make sure that you're not hinging on joints or dumping into those areas that already feel really open. Push the energy down into the outer baby toe side of your left leg. Left arm is free. Pull the ribs back in space, and then take the left hand behind you, look for your right inner thigh. If you did it on the last side and you want a full bind, right hand goes under, looks for left hand. Arms like wings out nice and wide. Hover that right hand from your leg. Turn to the center of the mat. Right toes in, twist. So now we're opening to the left. Push your hips to the right. Left hand comes down. Soften between the legs. If you'd like to go a little deeper, if this feels quite passive through the body and you're open, you can take hands to ankles. Right hand, right ankle, left hand, left ankle. And then lifting the heart, breathe in, letting go of your feet. Turn back over your right leg so you can set up that pyramid pose, stepping the left foot in, heel down, left hip back and down and fold. Palms find the ground, and we slide the right leg back and maybe a little further, downward dog. Take the feet out a little wider, hip width apart. We're taking right hand to right ankle. Same hand, same foot. Lift the left heel, maybe find the ball of the toes, and then if it's available, take the left leg back and up. Have a little test, play, breathe. And then left foot comes down, right hand comes forward. As you inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, hop, or float. Just get to the top of your mat. Lift and lengthen, breathe in. Exhale, relax. Push into your feet, reach to the sky, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Resist any urges to fidget or move. Just notice your quality of breath. And then as you open the eyes, step the feet out wider than your hips again. Keep your toes pointing forward to the top of the mat. This might be where you need your strap. So if you know some of those other poses we were doing was a little challenging, especially if you're binding or tight through the shoulders, chest, grab your strap. Okay? So feet are just about hip width apart. We're going to come into Ganesha pose. So it's just simply where we go halfway down. Okay, so you can even rest your forearms on your thighs for a moment if you'd like. Take your left hand, so that's the left hand, place it the fingertips in the center of your legs. So left fingertips down on the ground, right arm is going to go up towards the sky. Okay, so we've been doing this the whole time. Take your right hand behind you, try to find your left inner thigh. Left inner thigh. Okay? You got it. Keep your butt low, because this is what's going to make it way more accessible for everybody, is bum down. Find your left inner thigh. Okay? Then left hand reaches between your legs, and you look for your left bum cheek, and you find it. And then, hopefully, you find your right hand. If you don't find your right hand, grab a hold of your strap and hold it underneath your right hamstring. Okay, so, excuse me, your left hamstring. So left hand underneath, right hand back, bum is low, that's gonna help. Shift the weight over to your right foot, lift your left heel. Come onto the big toe, bird of paradise. If you're going in, we come back up with that bind under the leg this time. Once you arrive at standing, you pull your leg back in space and then drop it down. So the hip settles in the socket, point the left toes, and option to extend left leg long. Nice, deep breaths. Yes, you can, just try it. Have some fun. Playful energy, you've been really stagnant in the seriousness of everything that's going on. Lighten up a little bit, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally. Take your time. Bring that left foot back down. Good, keep the feet wide, release the hands. Hold the elbows, relax your neck. Maybe swish side to side a little bit, clear that away. And then let's bend into the knees. Find that Ganesha pose. And then this time, right fingertips, center of the mat. Okay, so shoulder to wrist, left arm reaches up over your head, behind you for your right inner thigh. Now you know where you're going, so dive under the leg, find your right bum cheek with your right hand, left hand reaches back, and shift the weight over to your left leg. Lift the right heel, I keep doing that, lift the right heel, maybe the toes, and slowly come up. Yeah. Pull the leg back in space, shoulder back and down. If it's available, extend right leg long. Try to drop that right hip down. See if you can paint just a little smile on your face. At least pretend you like it, trick your brain. And then bend into the right knee, and as slow as you climb up, you want to go back down. Really take your time. Release the hands, hold the elbows, release the spine. And then give yourself a little swish side to side. Rinse it out. Even better if you want to exhale a couple times through your mouth, really clear and cleanse that energy. Release your hands to the earth. Lift halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog, step it back. Next, inhale like a nice big tidal wave moving through your body, ripple forward into plank pose. And as you exhale from knees or toes lower. And once you arrive on the ground, bend the knees, like we started, toes point to the sky, both feet. Hands reach back for your feet. Option, interlace your fingers or use your strap. If you found your feet, or if not, push your hips into the ground so you feel a little firing through your glutes. Lift from the back of the head and heart bow pose. Rock and roll a little bit on the belly. And then one more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Inhale to push yourself up onto your knees, nice and slow. And then wide-legged child's pose, or what I call wisdom pose, feet together, knees pull apart as much as it's comfortable, and you sit back, melt to your heels, belly to the earth. Maybe stack the hands like when you started and rest your head. And breathe your breath. And find some lightness through the body. So we activate the playfulness. In yoga, it's called lila, the sacred play. We tend to forgo play after childhood. It kind of gets conditioned out of us. And then those that have rediscovered it and cultivated that sense of an inner child, then that could have been stripped away as well right now as we take what is considered playful for us away. And so we've got to navigate how we re-find it, right? That lightness, that playfulness, that softness, the innocence. And let's crawl back up onto our hands and knees, nice and slow as we breathe in. And take your feet off to one side so you can sit on your bum and bring your legs out in front of you. And we might want to keep the feet together. It might feel better to take the feet a little wider, like hip width apart, or bend into your knees. Feel free to sit on something as well. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, Paschimottanasana, reach forward and down. Those of you that do feel a little bit more open, you can use the block on the outsides of your feet. Push your feet into the block, heart forward, and melt down. So a little bit of purposeful intention, activation in this posture, but not from a place of force. And just seeking for those small little pockets where we might still feel a little tense or tight, so we can breathe into them, creating that space for the innocence and the light. We'll come up nice and slow, taking our time. And keep the legs extended out in front of you. Bend into the right knee, put your right foot on the mat, and you can leave it like that, hugging in nice and close, or step it to the outside of your left leg. Option is yours. Left arm hugs your right knee. Right hand goes behind you for a little twist. And then last time, as you push your left heel out and forward, toes flex to the sky, you can half bind, taking the right hand behind you. If it's available to full bind, dive the left arm and look for the right hand. Kind of stay nice and tall through the spine, look over the right shoulder. Might feel better to look over your left, you can test it out. And by better, I mean having something to work with. Residual tension, right? That's where the alchemy, the part of the transformational piece of the practice comes in. If we keep just doing things the way we've always done them, then nothing much changes. And let's let that go. Gently unwinding the body, extend the right leg forward, step the left foot in or over your right leg and hug. Left hand behind you. Use that hand like a second spine, especially if you're not reaching behind you or going in for the bind. Push out through the right heel, push down through your left foot. And still really intentional breathing. And then let that go, unwinding. And crossing the legs in front of you, come into a nice, comfortable seated position. Turn your palms up in the gesture of receiving, sit tall. Close your eyes. And just honoring this meditative posture as you would any other posture in your practice. Deep breaths, full presence. Spend all that time, the physical body, spend some time with the mind. Most often it's the mind that gets in the way of the space between you and play. It creates the darkness instead of the light. So if you feel called to continue to cleanse and clear the mind through meditation, stay seated. Otherwise, opportunity to lay down and back now in Shavasana. Know that I'm going to pull you out when the time is right, so let yourself drop right in and down. Done and we continue to do here, not only nourishing the body, the mind, but also the soul. Notice your breath, breathing. And remaining still, just let your awareness grow from your body back into sensing the energy around you. And when it feels right, bring a little life back into your fingers and your toes. Move your ankles and your wrists. If you're laying down, stretch your arms back. If you're seated, feel free to stretch your legs out. And we're going to meet back seated together with the eyes closed and hands at heart center. And we'll take a moment here. How might we continue to seek for those playful opportunities in our day? How can we maybe lighten up a little? Is there the possibility of seeking or seeing the innocence in all? And we'll seal this time and everything created from a space of love with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And the thumbs meet the forehead, where we honor and acknowledge the light, the love, and that innocent part within everyone by bowing forward and saying Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Always an honor and a pleasure to share these Sundays with you. It has been a highlight of my week sometimes as so many join in. Sadly, Shanti's decided to not offer live classes via Instagram for May as we kind of test out various platforms, I suppose. So this will be our last Sunday service here, but I'm going to continue the tradition over on my page and my IG account, megancampbell.ca, Megan.